So Charlie Kirk apparently has. There's multiple sources that are saying that he has passed. I was listening to it. Spaces on Twitter. That is crazy. What the left is coming up and talking about gun control, like this is the problem is them. They're the ones that are violent. They're the ones that commit all the crime. They're the ones that defend criminals. They put criminals' rights over victims' rights. They care more about the criminals' feelings than they do the families' feelings of the victims. Like they sit here and talk about white supremacy are the ones that are causing all the terrorist acts, when in fact it's their people. It's the people. Can I talk about it? Can I not talk about it? Can I not tell the truth on YouTube? Is YouTube want to censor me? A certain ideology of people who have a high likelihood for suicide, especially after the surgery, end up going and doing rampages on school. And it's not just them. We have a mental health crisis nowadays. A mental health crisis. I just seen the video of this dude stab a young woman for no reason. Looks like because of her skin color. Then you seen everyone on the bus just leave. They didn't even help her. They seen it happen and they didn't even help her. That is so crazy. And then you get Charlie Kirk, who was shot today. And the left tries to spin this. They say like, oh, the Trump supporter, the guy who shot Trump was a Trump supporter. They say like all of these people are like Trump supporters are going out and shooting him. Like, no, people who are MAGA people don't. We just come out here and do the right thing. We live a normal life, and the only time we want to use our guns is for like practice, sport, or just to defend ourselves. It's the people on the left that are committing all the crimes. Are the ones that look at the cities. They sit here like, oh, the red states have high murder rates, and it's like that. Yeah, because of Democrats run cities. That's why. They don't say nothing about that. They throw their own under the bus on like trying to twist things, showing that it's the red state problem. No, we have a Democrat-run problem, leadership problem. That's a problem we have. And in turn, this is a political thing, obviously. Like the assassination of Charlie Kirk was a political motivation, and it needs to be called for that. And listen, like this is what happens during wartime. Like Trump should be dead right now. He shouldn't have survived that. That first shot, he was on point. I don't know how Trump turned at the last second. It seemed like it was divine intervention. The fact that he turned his head when he did was like, it could happen a trillion times and that wouldn't have happened. It was so unlikely. Like that first shot was on target. If he didn't turn his head at that. And this is other prominent figures that are on the right need to, be aware when they go out in public places like this, that security is a big deal. You're putting yourself at risk, and I think that they should be behind some type of bulletproof glass. If I was going to be like some type of a speaker, I wouldn't be like on the level of Charlie Kirk. I'm not going to be intermittent. I'm not going to you have deranged people on the left that want to take me out. There's no way I'm just going to sit there without being protected, and just like anyone could come up to me and like just what happened. There's no way. Yeah, it's it's a sad day that like this continues to happen from people on the left, and then like the media doesn't call this out, and like they are fueling the fire, calling people who support Trump Nazis nonstop. And it's like, dude, you guys are the ones that are like fueling this fire. Like, there hasn't really been any type of retaliation. Like, the only retaliation that has happened is January 6th. That's it. That's all they bring up. January 6th. And it's like, what political figures have people on the right taken out from the left? Oh, but that's none. We haven't done any of it. So it's been all the people on the left feel like this is it right here, man. They just took out a prominent conservative person, and it's clearly political violence, fascist. This is what fascism is. This is what the brown shirts did for the Nazis, and this is what people need to understand. What Antifa, they try to say that they're anti-fascist when in fact that they are fascists themselves. Because if their organization got to be in power, they would go with violence. They don't care. They will eliminate anybody on the other side by any means necessary. They are fascists. Just because they hide their name saying they're anti-fascist, like, you're authoritarian. Like, you're this, like, communists are very similar to Nazis. And that's the crazy thing. It's like very, very similar in a lot of different ways. Very authoritarian, like, states. They're very like isolationist. You have to be an isolationist. You can't be no communist like world, like, unless the whole world's communist. Like, but you have to be a centralized. Anyway, this is a political attack, obviously, and there's going to be calls for war, revenge. I would like to see our intelligence agency figure out who's funding this, who's funding these people, and we need to go after them. They're elites. They're if they're part owners of the Federal Reserve, then I guess like we have to go after these people if they're funding terrorists. This is a terrorist event. Right now was a terrorist event. If Charlie Kirk, it is true that he passed away, which it looked like he got shot in the neck, man. Like that's not really, you're not gonna survive that. That's like the artery right here. You take out the artery. It's a high. Even if he was to survive, he's not going to be the same person. So he probably would be like have severe mental problems. If he could say, he'd probably be in a coma. Who knows? But he wouldn't be the same. And like, this is where we're at. We're at civil war. We're at revolution. We're at race war. We're at all this war. We're at religious war. We're at all these different types of wars. All these, like, men and women don't get along with each other. There's all this dividedness everywhere. What is it leading to? Chaos, destruction. Is that what they want? They want us cold. So this is a really tragic event, and it's very, very sad, to be honest, and I feel for his family. Can't imagine that, being a kid losing a parent at that young of an age, his wife, obviously, and his immediate family members. Like, it's a big blow to the Kirk family, right? Right before the holidays, and You're probably sitting on top of the world, really proud and thinking really, really, and then all of a sudden, like, that happens, and it's probably really crazy experience, when you lose somebody like that. Dude, he was a main character. So, yeah, that's one less main character. People who speak out right now are putting themselves at high risk, and I'm kind of glad that I'm not popular, because I can just go live a normal life. Nobody knows who I am. I can kind of be incognito. Anyway, that's it.